Experimental and Theoretical Probability. Outcomes. Click on an object. What's the outcome? Alright, if I click on this one, it spins and then randomly lands in purple. If I click again, now it randomly lands in red. So I could keep doing this a lot of times and see how many times we get purple, green, red, or orange. Here's a dice. So every time I click it, it lands on a different side of the dice. So we got 6, and then we get 3, then we get 5, and down here, I can start spinning a quarter and then stop it. Lands on tails. Start and stop. Landed on tails again. Start and stop. Tails for the third time. Alright, finally, there's a heads. The probability of an event is the number of times the outcome happened over the number of times the experiment was repeated. So let's flip this coin 5 times and determine the experimental probability of heads. So flip it and we get tails. Alright, let's flip it again and we get heads. Alright, heads again, tails, and finally heads. So we got heads 3 times out of 5 times the experiment was repeated. So we have 3 heads gave us 3 out of 5 for our experimental probability. Here's an example dealing with golf. A golf course offers a free game to golfers who make a hole-in-one on the last hole. Last week, 24 out of 124 golfers achieved this. Find the experimental probability that a golfer makes a hole-in-one on the last hole. Alright, so the probability of a hole-in-one on the last hole equals the number of successes over the number of trials. So 24 golfers achieved this out of 124 golfers. When you reduce that, you get 6 out of 31. So out of 31 golfers, you could expect 6 to make a hole-in-one on the last hole. Or there's a 19% chance of a golfer making a hole-in-one on the last hole. Example 2. Surveys. Of the first 40 visitors through the turnstiles at an amusement park, 8 visitors agreed to participate in a survey being conducted by park employees. Find the experimental probability that an amusement park visitor will participate in the survey. Alright, so we have our probability of participation. Our number of successes is 8. The number of trials, aka the number of visitors asked if they would participate, was 40, and that simplifies to 1 over 5. So you could expect 1 out of every 5 people to participate in the survey, or there's a 20% chance of a visitor participating in the survey. Sally rolled a die 10 times, and the results are shown below. Use this information to answer the following questions. Alright, just so we see what we have here, we have the number on the die and the picture of what the die looks like. So a number 1 looks like this, a 2 looks like this, and this is how many times she landed on each number. So she got 1 once, she got 2 3 times, and so on.